Burning the bridge that keeps us. I'm here and I'm feeling exaggerated, that's what you assume. The story's over now, I must conclude. I am conflicted, watching where I step still, hanging in the balance, not the life I want to live. I want to take it all, standing tall, fear outweighed the person you are. Oh, break out, I've got to see. Spent all my life holding all of it closely. I played it in a sense, a feel of discontent. I'm finally facing it all, fearless.
What is going on, guys? Welcome to Misfit Mining Saturday Night Live here with my man Mr. Max Voltage. We got the geek of all trades, hot crypto mining, and the Mining King. I'm your host, Chum Change. Good to see you guys. Crypto market's actually kind of floating steady sideways. It's been down quite a bit, but it's steady as of right now, yesterday and today. And Kaspa has some big news. Grayscale's looking at them, which is pretty interesting, so we're going to get into that in a little bit, but we'll yeah, see how the panel's doing, and then we'll go from there. Hello to everybody in the chat. If you guys want to shout out or talk about anything, just add us in the chat, obviously. But geek of all trades, man, what you been up to today? Anything good?
Nothing good at all.
You're
not at all.
Liar.
Absolutely nothing. I've been sleeping most of the day. I haven't been doing shit. Nothing. Nope, not at all.
He has a new laser machine,
big,
and it's pretty awesome.
What's that?
Said he has a new laser machine, and it's pretty awesome.
Yes. I was learning the laser. I was playing with the laser, and then I went and dropped a bunch of stuff off at Goodwill again, and went rummaging through their metal to find things I can laser onto. And,
dude,
like,
the thing's
cool.
cool.
When you talk about the laser,
hell yeah, I'll buy all these random pieces of metal.
all I can think about when you say laser is Toy Story. It's not a laser. It's a little light that blinks.
Oh, I was thinking about that one thing from, what was it? Was it Austin Powers or whatever? The sharks with freaking laser beams. that's what I'm
Are those
thinking.
freaking sharks with freaking laser beams on their
my
freaking
God.
heads?
So his laser though is actually really cool. It's like a engraving light laser where it can like literally engrave 3D with this light. It's
Is that the one that was on Temu?
It's wild.
No,
Oh.
no, it's an Omtech.
I saw one.
Really nice
I
Thanks,
I saw one on TikTok. It was from Temu, and this kid was engraving the Porsche symbol on his car. It was pretty cool.
That's like surface marking, and this will do that too. But like I was showing Chum Change, and I don't have it. I put it back there by the laser. But I got these coins, and I think I showed it in a short. But so I was engraving a 3D image onto the coin by using depth mapping. So I would take like an image, like a PNG, and put it through another program that turns it into a monochrome image. So like different levels of gray. And the lighter it is, the less the laser hits it, and then the darker it is, the more the laser hits it, and it like just goes through layer by layer and actually creates like a 3D image on, you know, whatever the piece that you're working on is. It's super fucking complicated. Like all the settings and stuff. I've even got like all the templates from like Laser Everything is a YouTube channel that has taught me a whole lot. But I got all of the like templates and shit. Like you can use this on brass and this on steel and this on aluminum or whatever. And I'm still fucking up every time I try it.
Well, it's
but
a
I'm
learning
learning
curve.
every time I try it too. So
It's like
I don't know,
the 3D printer. It was a learning curve when you started those two. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
everything's got its own like pain in the ass feats you got to jump over, right?
for
So.
sure. For sure.
Hawk,
So-
what you been up to, man? Restaurant, killing it.
It was busy, man, really busy. I because it's not season yet, so I went with a skeleton crew tonight, thinking, you know, I'll have a couple cooks, just me, 2 waiters, my mom, and that's it, and a bartender. That's all we need. Wrong, bad decision. Very, very bad decision. I had to take.
No.
I
Is
had
it
to
'cause
jump from the
everybody
dining
doesn't
room
have
to the
power?
kitchen, back and forth. What?
Is it because everybody doesn't have power down there? Like, is
I don't
that
know.
why
I
people
don't know.
are
It's just-
traveling
it
and
was
just get
just
food to eat?
Pretty
and
good
stuff?
assumption, actually.
I
It
mean,
was
why else
no.
would
We have
everybody-
power. Our area
No,
never
not you,
lost
but like
power.
people traveling to go get food because they can't like cook or maybe like whatever.
I don't think that was the case.
No.
A lot of people that came in were like people that I think that came down early. A lot of regular customers, they just all came in.
Gotcha. So
But it was just
now,
swamped, man.
that
Swamped.
storm, how far was it from you? Because I know like
So
our man Andrew Masad got hit pretty hard. He's still out of power for like 3 days or something so far.
yeah, so it hit Sarasota dead on, and the eye wall grazed Tampa Bay.
Okay.
So it was like the data center definitely got hit. Like probably by the time it hit the data center, it was about a 1 probably.
It was a 1.
Okay.
But nothing too crazy on our end here. We got a lot of wind, we got a lot of rain, but that was it because I'm in Southeast Florida, and then GPU Risers is even further south.
Hmm.
Yeah,
So
but how close were one of the tornadoes?
so the outer bands had a lot of tornadoes. We had 3 tornadoes hit where I'm at. One tornado one tornado went to the city I used to work in, and this guy, it was a brand new neighborhood way out west in the middle of Florida that they're starting to build out now, starting to develop. And he just closed on the house 6 days ago,
Oh wow.
or 7 days ago now. And the dumpster that were from building the rest of the houses in the area,
Oh,
the dumpster was down the block. It picked up and landed on his house.
Oh, geez.
Oh no.
Yeah.
He closed 6 days ago.
I would be so mad.
Oh,
So good news actually came out from the builder, though. From what I'm hearing, this third party, but apparently the builder said they're going to just rebuild the house and just do it, which is the right thing to do because they're building 3,900 homes there. They can afford it.
Right.
So,
right. Yeah. I mean
yeah,
that's,
no.
I mean it's kind of there's their dumpster that caused the damage. So
but it's the tornado picked it up.
I
Yeah.
get
let's
it.
put it this way.
I get it.
But if all they're doing is rebuilding the house, not paying for their housing or anything like that, because they should have had insurance that should have paid for that.
The insurance is going to help them. Yeah.
But the bottom line is that that's a hell of a lot cheaper than the lawsuit they would have had. Even
Yeah.
though it was
Oh,
a
100%.
force of nature,
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
would have been a big pain in the ass.
For sure.
Right.
Yeah.
But
It
yeah,
would've been direct
that
for the
day,
court.
that day was the second most in U.S. history
126.
for to have that number of tornadoes in the same day.
It was
In
100
Florida.
Right. Yeah. It was 126 warnings.
wow.
Right. That's
and
exactly.
The one that hit that neighborhood was an EF3. Excuse me. Now it's EF3, and it was F in the 90s, but now it's EF. And the one out west, which was just mentioned in the chat in Wellington, that one was a very small one. Didn't do tons of damage, but it was by people. So that's only like 4 or 5 miles from me. So I kept an eye out. Like I kept the window open. If I start seeing the trees bend sideways, I was going to rush everybody into the safe room and that I have, which is AKA my closet, and just deal with it. But
Yeah, I got a
Everybody
geek
get in the
question for everybody.
bathtub.
I got a geek question for everybody. Why? What does the E stand for? Don't answer, Hawk, if you know this. What does the E stand for in EF now?
I don't
I
even
don't know
what
what
the
the E
F
stands
is.
for. honestly. I know what the F stands for.
either.
F stands for
never-
Vegeta
I've-
scale.
Yeah.
I've never lived in a state
Fajita?
where I had to know that.
I love fajitas.
See if anybody.
Vegeta.
I'm sure somebody will probably look it
Yeah,
up.
Vegeta. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a Vegeta.
At least I'm pretty sure I know the answer to this one. See if anybody knows the answer.
I don't know it. I have no idea.
Couldn't help myself.
I don't know what E stands.
Please.
I
No, it was
actually
not
don't know what the E
effective.
stands for.
Effective. There you go.
It was not effective.
All right. I guess while you guys are
What's
trying
the
to
E
figure out
stand
what
for?
I'm waiting to see if anybody.
Oh, okay. I'm like sitting here.
While,
I'm like, you
while,
can answer the
while,
question.
while we wait, I guess King, what's your day been like, man? You look tired.
Yeah,
Looks like you've been working a long day.
little tired. Got up at 6 and started working today just to start the day a little earlier than usual. So Goat was
Gotcha.
sleeping in, and I was out, fixing rigs.
So are you in where are you at the facility in Kansas?
Yeah, I'm in Kansas right now. Yeah.
Gotcha.
So did that today, and then there is I know some people out here that run a repair shop, and I heard that they had effectively moved everything over here. So I called them up and asked if I could come over, for just a little bit, just to come check it out, and that's what my short was about. So um he has a lot of stuff in there, man. Lots of stuff.
I
He
missed
has
it.
he has like 4 pallets of L7 S19K, S19Js, S19XPs, just all hash boards that are fixed and just ready to be, sold or plugged into things. You know what I mean? He has like 8 pallets S19Js that are fully fixed and refurbished.
Oh God. Jesus. Sorry, I just blew my eardrums out. Anybody that just heard that on the streaming side, I'm sorry. I was going to King's channel.
I heard just a little tiny
Dude.
something.
Oh my God, I hate those trailers. They get me every single time. I'm gonna show this short though. I want to pull it up. That's friggin' sick.
It was
So
a
people
lot.
see
I've
what
never
I'm
seen
talking
that. That's a lot of hash boards. It was a lot of
yeah.
hash boards.
about. There we go. Let me see.
Yeah, and actually I talked to him too.
Is it loud?
That's the company. You can scan that QR code. That is the company, East Coast ASIC.
I'm gonna play this.
I don't know
real
why they
quick.
call themselves East Coast ASIC because they're Midwest, but to each his own. You know what I
They're
mean?
good,
Like,
they're good
I'm gonna
dudes.
mute
They're
it.
direct competitors,
Yeah.
but they're good dudes.
I'm just gonna mute it because it's probably loud as shit. But damn, those all
those
hash
are all
boards?
fixed hash boards. All
Yeah.
fixed. Yep.
All
Awesome.
fixed.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
Ooh.
are those
There's
owned by them, or
L7s.
are those
No.
customer boards?
No, those are fixed by them that they own, that they're selling, that they'll sell.
Hmm.
There's L7s, S21s, T21s,
Wow.
S19Ks.
Oh,
That's fantastic.
wait, this is just. So how did you meet this guy?
He. Okay, go ahead, King. Go ahead.
So there was and those are all What's miners, M30 pluses that they're gonna
Wow.
fix and then sell later.
Oh,
But that right there is my little treasure trove. I'm talking to them right now about all of those.
Wow.
Those are all Z15s.
oh
wow.
no, damn, good for you. That'd be sick.
Let me grab one.
Holy shit, that's crazy. How profitable are those things still? I
They're
mean,
still profitable.
So at 10 cents, they still make $1 a day, and they're a 4-year-old ASIC.
wow.
Now you can get the new Z15 Pro right now for sub 2700, right around it. And I think that's like was it like $3 or $4 a day? I think. I mean,
$3 a day.
Yeah, so
At 10
10
cents.
cents. It's The Pro is $353. It says,
Yeah.
and $1.48 for the Z15.
Zcash
Wow.
had a big
No.
bump the other day too. I think so.
I'm not mining Zcash. I'm mining Horizon.
Right.
And the reason
yeah.
I'm doing Horizon versus Zcash is Zcash has, over the course of time, has just gone down each bull run as the pumps, right? It gets less and less, whereas Zen goes up every bull run, right? It gets more and more.
Oh, okay.
So like last bull run, Zen was 160, and right now it's $8.
Interesting.
So it has a lot of room to to grow, right?
You can run a node you can run a Horizon node too. I forget what the collateral was, but they
yes,
have
you can run Zen nodes, which are profitable.
Mhm.
They do cost a little bit of money to stand up, but if you're mining Zen, I mean, why not?
Yeah.
And
that's what
Zen
I'm
is
saying.
Horizon, right? Is that
Zen
is
is
that
Horizon,
Zen?
yeah.
Okay, just making
Yes.
sure I understand.
Yeah, okay. Zen is the abbreviated, and Horizon is the full name.
No, just
of
making sure
the,
I understood
of the coin. Yeah.
Gotcha.
So, anyways, there was a gentleman that was doing some repairs for us that he ended up taking on a lot of work. This isn't, and then he got a partner, right? And that partner is who I met with today, right?
Hmm.
So they do a lot of big like orders. Like when they come out to a site, it's like 1,000 boards that they fix. So,
Jesus.
we're just little minnows, right? And you know what I mean, in the pond here.
Right.
So do
but-
they do the repairs on site? Like go there and do the repairs, or they go and like
They
grab
will
boards
if
and
the
bring them
order
back
is
to
big
the
enough,
shop?
right? There's a minimum,
Oh,
I
wow.
think, of like
Yeah.
of 250 boards for them to go on site. But I was watching them. They were fixing some boards right then and there, and they were showing me how to get around the temp sensors, because I guess that's really common to fail on the hash boards for S19s or any of the other ones. And there's like a little hack that they have that goes around it, but still gives all 4 of the temp sensors, because
Oh,
those
nice.
corrode, I guess, that corrode like the quickest. And they have a workaround for that.
Tricks of
Because
the
I guess
trade.
like if
That's sick.
yeah. But anyways, I was talking to him, so maybe I might could get trained with these guys. You know what I mean? Because they're already here in Kansas. So
Why not? Yeah.
there's one of them moved out here because he wasn't here the last time I talked to him. So he lives out here now. And then the other guy that he hired is also going to move out here. So, but yeah, a lot of those used ASICs are all for sale, hash boards for sale. You know what I mean?
That's awesome.
They
Well, if
give
you
like
guys are
they give a
interested, scan that QR code. I guess it'll take you there, right?
They give just a regular 30-day warranty on everything, which is pretty standard.
Yeah, it
with
makes sense.
With most repair shops.
Right.
But actually, I worked out a deal with them, and I'll be getting one of the S19J 104s, and I'm gonna be doing a giveaway probably in like 2 weeks or so.
Nice.
Damn. Wow.
That's sick, dude.
Awesome.
So
Nice. Now, is it going to be a members only giveaway on your channel, or is it going to be like everybody can enter?
this is
You don't know.
this is gonna be kind of the 20K thing, because I never did a giveaway for my 20K.
I
So
got you.
we'll call it a belated 20,000 mark. You know what I mean?
I got you.
Um,
Makes sense.
yeah.
Well, if you guys are interested, obviously links are in the description. Go down and you can sub to any one of these guys, but pay attention to the Mining King if he's giving away one of those. That's pretty awesome. Real quick, Polish Miner, thanks for being a member for 11 months, dude. So just an FYI and good evening. Please do not miss the Cats of Crypto listing on tier 3 CEX Dex trade October 31st, dude. Good for you. That's awesome. Hell yeah. Everybody that's into Cats of Crypto, that's great. Mr. Max Voltage, what you been doing, man? Anything good?
I did a few things today.
You're really quiet, by the way.
I'm really quiet. Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's weird. I actually just put my earbud in thinking that would help things a bit. Let me just make sure that it didn't change my mic. It did not change my mic.
He is quiet. You got to get
He's
closer
very
to those
quiet.
mics, Max.
I'm right next to it, dude. It's
No, I
right
mean, you
here.
got to get like within like 3 or 4 inches.
Put your lips on it.
Can you hear me now?
You gotta really grab it.
Can you hear me now?
You're still really quiet.
Goat
Yeah,
took
he's
that to
serious?
like.
Yeah,
I mean,
Just
I was
freaking
at like 35,000
Just
feet. Goat
yell.
took that into orbit. Like,
Yell.
I freaking turned it up. If it didn't change, I don't know what the hell's going on because I'm changing it in.
Are you on?
StreamYard.
Are you on that mic? The mic on your headphones?
No,
No.
I already checked that.
Okay.
How's that?
Yeah,
Ooh,
that's
there you
Is
good.
that a little better?
All
Yeah,
right,
better,
welcome.
yeah.
Okay. All right.
King.
Weird.
Almost fell out of
Anyway.
his chair.
Oh.
Jeez.
Got it. Anyway, so I don't know. I bought wife some tires today. She
What
needed new
brand?
tires.
Yeah, I gotta do that.
Michelin.
There you go.
It was Cross Max 2, I think is what they're called. Something like that.
Nice.
I looked up on Tire Rack, looked reviews for her size, and that was the best of all the options. Plus
Tire rack is
Costco.
good.
Well, I went to
Prices are
Tire
good.
Rack and then I looked at Costco, and Costco actually had a better price on them.
Really?
Because
I didn't even know
they
sold
lump
tires.
they lump in install,
anything.
while
Yeah, I
Tire
guess.
Rack you have to pay like an extra 100 or more for install. So plus Costco has 5-year warranty like road hazard, while Tire Rack only has 2. So there's a bunch of advantages.
Interesting.
so,
Didn't know that.
Yeah. Now I gotta wait to actually get them until like the 25th or so, something like that. So it's gonna take a while to get them here, but she's not in an urgent need, but she does need them. So did that. Big thing I looked at today was I'm pretty sure I'll say 85% sure I'm getting a panel upgrade. But here's the thing.
Solar panels. What are you talking about? Panel
No, I wasn't
upgrade, electrical panel. What are you
Circuit
talking
panel.
about? Circuit
Electrical panel.
All right, electrical panel.
100 amp to 200 amp. But here's the thing.
Oh yeah, that's right.
There-
You only have 100 amps. I forgot.
Yeah, I only have 100 amps.
sucks.
I've been managing. with
How the hell
100
have you
amps.
been doing that? That's
pretty
crazy.
impressive, actually.
That's very
It's-
impressive.
Well, I mean,
If you tell me you have an
everything's
electric,
LED in the house.
you have an electric stove. If you have an electric stove, I don't know.
I do have an electric stove, but the gas, the top is gas. So it's
okay. Yeah,
it's
electric
separate.
oven.
They're
I
actually
gotcha.
separate.
Gotcha.
So I don't have to worry about that. But yeah, when the stove's on, that takes up a lot of power.
Gotcha.
A lot of power. But you know, we grill most of the time. Even, you know, if it's 50 degrees outside, we're still grilling. Hell, if it's 40 degrees outside in the spring, we're grilling. Anyway, but yes, I'm looking at that. But here's the kicker, and this is why I talked to you about this earlier, Chump. Was you get a $600 rebate on your panel if you do it with some other upgrade in your house. And the most logical one out of all the selections is batteries. So trying to figure out how to do that, because I'm not planning on tying it in with the solar. So that's where a lot of my technical questions come in, which is if I run 2 inverters, am I still going to be able to power the house with solar when the power goes out? And I think the answer is yes, because the solar system should still sense once it switches, it should sense the batteries are on and then make sure that the solar still stays on. But the timing of
the
how,
inverter.
right. So the timing of all that is my big question. I don't mind if it takes a little bit of time for, you know, the solar shuts off and it maybe takes 30 seconds for it to turn back on. I'm not worried about that. What I'm worried about is, will the batteries immediately sense that the grid power is down?
So
And
if your inverter doesn't have it built in, you're going to look for an auto transfer switch. That's what does the auto jumping from solar to grid or back.
and it does have a switch. It does have a switch. My problem is that sensing, so the grid goes down, but is there still a little bit of trickle from the solar before it gets shut off? So that timing of that maybe what delays the switch within the inverter. You don't think so?
You put the variables in.
Okay.
You can input the variables. So like when I had my hybrid
okay.
setup,
Mhm.
it would be on mains until I got down to 40% on battery, regardless of what the power is from the solar, and then it would switch back over to grid. So solar was always charging batteries. That's all it did. And but with you having a grid tie, it would tie back to the grid when the batteries are full. So that again is dependent on the inverter, but you can put those variables in. So if you want to float at 90% charge or 95% charge on your batteries, you can do that so that some of that power trickles to your battery setup and the rest of the power goes back to feeding the grid. And then grid goes down, everything switches to what you have on site.
Okay. Yeah, that, like I said, I was more worried about the grid goes down. My solar isn't going to be enough to power everything else. So I have to make sure those batteries are on like 10 milliseconds at most.
Yeah.
And it does say within the one that Chump has, it's 10 millisecond switch.
Yeah, they're really good.
Yeah. So I'm pretty sure, like for instance, on the one server where I've got the Seasonic primes, they have big enough caps in them that they would easily last. They last about 30 milliseconds. So they last a lot longer. Not sure about the Octominer power supplies, but I guess I'll find out. But I don't lose power that much, but I would like to have the backup just in case. That way I don't lose. I mean, because that, you know how this is. If you lose a job that's been running for 2 months and it's just been that steady income, it could take you another week to a week and a half to get that job back. And that's where the real money is lost and where the batteries are going to pay off. But anyway, I can get a 30% tax credit on the batteries and the panel if I do them both in the same year. So that's what I'm looking at. The system I was looking at was actually the wall EG model.
Yeah.
So it was like the 18 kilovolt with the 12,000 watt output along with the wall battery. And that is like 14.2 kilowatt hours. So it's pretty beefy battery. It would power things for over an hour.
That 18K is insane. It's huge.
Yeah.
It's a big unit.
Yeah.
What is
Yeah,
the
I was
18,
watching
is it the 18K PV? That's like the new one?
Exactly.
Okay, yeah.
That's the new one. So one of the guys was like, I was watching a couple of videos today. You know me, I just deep dive in all this shit.
Right.
So
I mean,
I was watching one guy today, and he was like going over, he has a Solarc with EG batteries and with the ones like you have.
Mhm.
And he was like, you know, if you had to do over again, would you have gotten that one, the 18K PA or whatever it was? Would you have gotten that one instead of the Solarc? And he's like, it's kind of a toss up. He's like, there's advantages to going with the EG, but there's also advantages to going with the Solarc, but the Solarc is more expensive. He's like, I really don't know. I see it's kind of half and half. But anyway, it was really interesting. And then, like I said, I started looking. I thought about going with the Ethos battery system along with the EG inverter, because Big Battery is another company that actually sells online, and they actually are a manufacturer. They're the ones who manufacture the Ethos batteries, but they also sell through distributors like Signature Solar. So
you can always parallel units too, obviously. I mean, that's what I'm going to be doing with my 6000 XPs. So
and then in fact they tell you that if you want to expand, but the beautiful thing about the EG is the fact that you can do five 14.2 kilowatt hour batteries together.
it's crazy.
That's insane.
That's crazy, right? Dude, you can put so much shit together with these. It's like, I don't even know.
Yeah. I don't know why anybody would actually do that unless they were trying to be off grid.
Unless you're just trying to mine.
I'm not
off grid.
I'm not off grid. So it has nothing to do with what I'm doing. Mine is just about being able to be like a UPS so that it'll switch if I get temporary outages, as well as covering, you know, usually I think the longest I've been without power, and God, knock on wood, longest I've been without power, I think has been like 2.5 hours in the last like 5 years.
Jesus.
Like, all of our stuff's underground. All of our stuff's underground. So we don't get any outages in the neighborhood. The only outages we get are at the substation. The substation or something maybe feeding the substation if there's a significant event. But even so, it's usually something fails at the substation and they immediately get an alarm. They know what to do. They get out there, boom, boom, boom. Within sometimes a little over an hour, sometimes a little less than an hour, it's done. And that's extremely rare. I literally had 2 years where I never had a power outage.
That's crazy. I lost power in my old house for like 2 days once. That was probably the most. But yeah.
Oh, dude, that's it.
That was it. That was the most I lost power for.
The worst I ever been through was in 2005 when we had the 3 hurricanes back to back. It was Katrina, Francis, and Jean. Dude, 2 weeks.
You know, I don't remember when I was younger. It was probably longer than that for a few things, but I don't remember.
2 weeks. It was
because I know everybody comes down to help out, but that was so widespread. You had Florida get hit, you had New Orleans get hit. There was just so much
parts
damage.
of Georgia got wrecked too, and everybody's kind of like, oh, you know, no one's talking about it. And see, Florida, the one thing I love about Florida is after 2005 they passed this bill at the House that drastically improved the grid here. So if you look at it, if you research it, you can find out Florida has one of the best electrical infrastructures in the country, next to, like, I don't know what the other one. I think California's got a pretty decent one, even though they have rolling blackouts because there's too much people using too much power. I don't know. I can't remember the other state that has a good one. I know Texas is struggling. Texas is like last place as far as like grid reliability. I think, but Florida's got one of the best grids. And it's just you can tell when you go places and you see things, like you could tell, like, oh, okay, this is not on a wooden pole anymore. It's concrete all the way up, and it ain't going anywhere. So,
all right, Steven Cicero said I want to do solar, batteries, and a whole house generator. I have the whole house generator as well, but the solar stuff I just haven't tied into my house. There's just a lot of permitting and stuff, and it makes me nervous, to be honest.
There definitely is a lot of that.
Yeah, and it's just like
when you live in a communist state, they're gonna come.
No, that's with everywhere. That's with everywhere. Any state with that stuff.
Guys, you're supposed to go. Yes,
damn it.
That's why I really believe a lot of what goes on with solar, because there's so many companies that are tied in with the rebates. A lot of it's a scam. If you do it yourself, it's so much cheaper, but you don't get the rebates. But if you go with one of these companies, I feel like it's a wash. That's like, I feel like they're charging you 30% more
Well,
just because of the rebates.
talk about a scam, because FPL, Florida Power and Light, always talks about, oh, you know, yeah, we're helping people with solar and all this other stuff. I was like, oh, that's great. But if you put solar on your house now, you have to purchase insurance for the grid.
Right.
And I'm like, what's this insurance? She goes, well, you know, just in case there's voltage this and voltage that comes from your house. And I'm like, you guys are ridiculous.
No, no, that's the reason. Hang on a second. That's the reason why they have it set up the way that they do. Is that it's set up in such a way that you can't damage the grid. There's protections.
It's
in
bullshit.
there.
I know.
It's complete and utter bullshit.
Well, she said, you know what, because they tried to pass net metering in Florida, and DeSantis said no.
I remember you told me. Yeah.
And DeSantis was like, are you fucking crazy? Like, these people are going through COVID right now. You want me to pass a bill that's going to increase their bills, which is the reasonable thing to do. And they got pissed. So everybody that had solar, they said, all right, well, we'll go around it, and we're going to require them to get insurance. And you have to pay FPL the insurance. You don't go to a separate entity and like purchase insurance for it. You have to pay them.
Yeah, right. So they're just
how much is
they
it?
wanted you to pay for.
Scam, yeah.
Mine's like $100 a month, something crazy like that. It's not. It's wild, dude.
That's a shitload.
Because I have to pay per month.
I'm putting a large array.
I think it's like $2 or $3 that I have to pay to actually be connected to the grid every month. But that's a reasonable fee because there is a little bit of risk, and things that can possibly go wrong, I guess.
Wait.
I mean, that's more reasonable.
Did I say $100 a month? I'm sorry. Let me check my FPL account. I think it's $100 every 6 months. I could be wrong. I don't know. I get pissed off when I start thinking about how much they make everybody upset. Like, it makes me upset.
Fully Electric said, real quick, it's easy to get permits and DIY it. That's what I did with all the solar systems I have. As long as it's not on your house and not ground mount permit is easy. Oh, he's saying so the ground mount permit's easy if it's not on your house. But so the thing here though is you technically cannot pull an electrical permit anymore in your own house in the state of Massachusetts. They changed the law on that a couple years back. That was when I was still running my plumbing business. They actually canceled that. So yeah,
I have a very small system on my house. When I bought it, I had them install it, and I disconnected it because I wanted to expand on it. And then a few things happened. My grandfather died. The restaurant got slow. Whatever. I had to wait. Right. Mm-hmm. So I called them like, hey, I need to cancel. I want to cancel the insurance because I'm not using it. It's disconnected. Well, we can't do that. Why? She goes, because, well, technically you're still connected to the meter, right? I'm like, yeah, but they're off. Like, they're disconnected up there. Sorry. You have to remain with the insurance.
Wow.
So
okay, hold on. So why didn't you just say, okay, fine, I'm disconnected from the meter? Are they going to come out and look at it?
Well, I don't
because they can tell that whether or not you're feeding power in.
She doesn't. They don't care if it's on the roof of the house. The insurance has to apply. Apparently, that's just. Wow. I don't know. Max, I got like you with Comcast on the phone. I was like berating, almost borderline berating, and I was like, "This is ridiculous. You guys just squeeze everything you can because the state doesn't agree with you. Mm-hmm. Now you got to make up all the lobbying money you lost." Because the governor vetoed your bill. And I went on a rant for like 20 minutes with them on the phone.
Deep breaths, find other solutions. Just tell them
you're
here's
not
my
solution.
Connected to the meter. You're not connected to the meter.
Right.
You're not connected to the meter.
I didn't say that. So
I'm just saying, you can call back and tell them, by the way, I took what you said. I took what you said. I disconnected from the meter. Can you please take the insurance off now?
Right. Yeah. Well,
there you go.
I should have said that. And I didn't. I just told them I disconnected that up there.
I know, but now you can.
I'm expanding it now, though. I want to get up to, I can put about 75 panels on my house. So I want to make it like a large one. I want to put a battery in the garage. I'm going to do a few things. Once I refinance the house, I'm going to reinvest it up there. And what I'm going to have to do though, because you can only use up to 105% of your electric. So I'm going to get in the garage and I'm going to mine every shit coin algorithm. I'm going to put everything on the highest it goes for the month prior.
But how long do they look at though? Usually it's not just 1 month. Usually it's a year. It's an average over a year.
Well, okay. But hear me out. I had all that vast AI stuff.
No, agreed.
So if I do the refinance, hopefully by between, you know what? October 1st already passed. So I don't know how it's going to work, but I'll figure it out. I'll figure it out. Because they won't. The fact that they can limit you though is complete bullshit about how much that you can put on your roof.
They're limiting you as far as for any possible rebates. That's what they're limiting you for, because why do you think they're limiting you? They don't want you providing excess power. They don't want you to be a power producer.
Oh.
They want you to, be a net zero to the grid. They don't want you producing with it, which by the way is so stupid. So stupid, especially if you have somebody with batteries who has a huge, hey, now you're a producer because you can produce at any time.
Well, they have to
That's a
pay
good
us
thing.
back. Which
Yeah,
I know we had this argument. I mean, we had this debate, and
right, but you have the ability. See, that's the thing. This is where it gets so frustrating to deal with electrical companies, because they should be happy the fact that you are producing power when the cost of electricity is the highest. It helps them. They don't have to start a peaker plant, which they're going to probably lose money on. Anytime you have all of this power that's out there that can produce, they talk about it being like mini grids. All these people out there with batteries that can feed the network. In fact, what's it called? Virtual power plant. It's a not a platform, but it's a program that's out there that the utility or anybody that you may subscribe to provide this service, they will actually initiate with your system, and then it will supply whatever you're able to supply, and you're paid very handsomely. There was the undecided guy. He basically did some calculations on this, and he said basically he would make about $800 to $900 a year based upon the previous year.
But
So
that's
$800
also,
to $900 a year when your battery is going to be, I don't know how much he has, but let's just say he has 14,000 or whatever. That would be $10,000 system that he's going to pay off just by the virtual power plant not having anything to do with rebates. That's pretty cool.
but they don't pay you, right?
It's
just a
credits
credit
at the
that
end
goes
of
on
the
your
year.
bill.
Well,
So if you
no,
That's how
I
it
think
is
with
here.
I think with the
and you
virtual power
produce-
plant, no, I think the virtual power plant they pay you.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
So
It's-
or it's credits that don't expire. I'm not sure which.
It's
This is not part of the thing that would expire at the end of April.
I love
They
you guys,
all
but I
talk
think we should
about-
talk about Kaspa soon.
Well, hold on one second. They all talk about this renewable bullshit. Okay. Oh, we need this, and we're worried about climate change. All right, cool. So let's go install hundreds of panels on all
Agreed.
these people's
Agreed.
homes, and let's
Agreed.
bring down the price. Like, no, can't do that.
But here, hang on. Now,
I fucking
I
hate
kind of
people.
get this. If you're going to put a tremendous amount of panels on the house and not put batteries in, that only means that you're supplying a ton of energy during the middle of the day. Now, admittedly, it's the hottest. It's going to be one of the most air conditioners. But what ends up happening was what they have in California. They have this huge dip in the amount of electricity that they need to supply because everybody has solar panels. And that's what they're trying to avoid. They're trying to avoid getting this huge dip. Now, I think that if you're going to do it, you have to have a minimum amount of batteries along with your panels that are above and beyond what your house is needing.
Right.
I think that's the way you go about it. But
Right.
they haven't done that.
Yeah, that makes sense.
That's annoying.
Well, Steven Cicero said if you add batteries where he's at in his state, if you add the batteries, then you can go as big as you want because then you're
That makes
claiming the infrastructure.
sense.
Yeah,
Yes,
right.
that makes sense.
Yeah.
Well,
Absolutely.
then if that's the case, we're putting some batteries in.
There you go. They're just expensive.
Chump's
so
going to come
be
and
prepared.
install them,
Be prepared.
and King's
They're
going to
very,
program me a system for it.
very
Come on.
expensive.
Are they any more expensive than the panels?
All
I don't
right,
know.
I'm gonna
I
jump
don't know what
into
the wall
the
batteries go
Kaspa
for.
talk now. I love you guys, but solar, god damn it. I
Who
deal
gives a
with it
shit
every
about
day.
crypto? Crypto's dead. How much are those wall batteries?
All right.
So
over
the wall
here.
battery
Oh,
is
fucking Max. Shut up.
about 9,000 for the inverter
Oh my
and
God,
the
it
battery
is.
that's like 14.3 kilowatt hours. It's about 9,000.
Yeah,
I
it's
thought it
a
was
lot.
going to be more.
That's
The
a lot.
Tesla wall battery is that the one that's the
No.
or you guys just
It's
build your own?
not Tesla brand. Same
No.
thing though.
EG4.
Yeah, I mean yes.
Same
EG4
concept.
brand. All right. Kaspa
All right, Chump will come
getting
and install it.
assets
Save some
under
money.
consideration from Grayscale. They're looking at Kaspa. They already have Bitcoin, obviously assets currently in the Grayscale product suite. They have Bitcoin, Bitcoin Cash, Litecoin, Stellar Lumen, XRP, and Zcash, and again, assets under consideration.
Well,
Kaspa.
here's what gets me. This is really, really misleading. I love Kaspa. I'm glad it's on the list. But there's like 10 other coins on the list. Aptos being one of them.
Why don't they have them listed? That's weird.
Because this was who put this out? Where is this?
This one's on Reddit, but I've seen this in a few places actually.
No, my point is it always been on a Kaspa, either Twitter account or Reddit or
I don't know.
Yeah.
I'd have
So
to look
there's
around more.
there's about 10 other coins that they're considering. So it's not like
It's just Kaspa. All right, so
No,
that's
it's not.
deceiving. Whoever did that, dick
Yeah,
move.
Tron
but
was one.
It's still cool.
I
guess.
I actually looked at it because the reason why I found this out today was I was looking up because I saw Aptos had gone up like 17%. I'm like, what the hell's going on with this coin?
Crazy.
And then I looked, and it's because they're on this list.
Weird. So I mean, it's obviously a good thing for Kaspa and all the other coins that are, you know, on the radar of Grayscale. Grayscale was one of the first like Bitcoin ETF, the first ones to like register for it, right? Or one of the first ones to register for it, and they actually helped push it through to get the Bitcoin ETF. Yeah, it just kind of sets Kaspa up for a good, you know, institutional adoption, which is pretty neat. But it's kind of crazy because the price really is not reflecting that right now. You know what I mean? We've had a big pullback in the last couple weeks, I would say, week and a half or so. Kaspa wasn't taking a pretty big shit. But yeah, oh, there's Aptos right there, 20%, 1919, up to $10. Damn, nice. I wonder if you, Max, if you can find that full list.
I'm looking for
Share
it.
your screen and I'll show it.
There's 36 coins under consideration.
Can you
I
share
just
it?
saw it.
Yeah, I
Go
put it in
ahead.
our StreamYard chat.
Oh, yeah, obviously it's gonna take my. All right, let's see. Hold on. There we go. Grayscale expands asset consideration. 36 new coins, including Dogecoin. Oh, hell yeah. That's sick. Oh, god damn. So why? Whoever made that and deleted all the other coins? This is a dick move.
That's what I
That
thought
was a
too.
straight dick move because I didn't see any of this.
Oh,
Damn.
Cosmos.
Jupiter's
That's
on there
crazy.
as well.
Internet
Helium's
computer
on
is a
there.
big one.
I thought the said
Polygon.
Chlor for a
Oh
second.
my god! I just lost all respect. You want to know what's on there? WorldCoin.
Of course, it's on
Oh
there.
my
It
god!
was created by somebody high up.
Oh man.
Internet
why
computer
don't I
is,
see it? Where is
Helium's
it?
on there
SCP.
too. VChain.
It's in the paragraph below. There's like
Oh,
Celestia.
King's
Core,
muted, guys. I don't know.
Cosmos.
He's been trying to talk. I don't know. Is he muted? We can't hear
I
anything.
haven't heard
he's
him at
saying.
all. His microphone.
He's just like
his
this.
microphone's probably off. What is
I'm
it?
just like, is he saying?
I was wondering why I was so quiet.
He's like, why is
Yeah.
everybody ignoring me, dicks? But that's crazy. There's this many coins under consideration, which is, I
Yeah.
mean, that's awesome. That's huge. But
Yeah, it is.
again, it's only going to be huge for, you know, whatever coins they end up choosing. And maybe, I mean, that's what, oh, there he goes. King left. We need some positive momentum though on the altcoin
It's coming.
sector,
coming.
right? So
Not going to get in this conversation, but after the election, it's coming.
yeah, we're definitely
No,
not getting into this
hang on.
conversation.
Nope. Watch. I said at the beginning of this week, I said it's going to be a nothing burger this week because of the lead up to the inflation report, and it unfortunately wasn't great. It wasn't horrible. wasn't as good as they hoped it would be. So it was off by 0.1%, but it still has come down. So people initially responded badly. That's why, you know, crypto and the markets went down. But now that we're past that, I think we kind of have a quiet period, and I think we're going to start seeing crypto go up this next week. You watch. This week, we're going to see some increases.
Dynex had some big news. I see Dave in there mentioned Dynex. Dynex, they're working with a Hyperloop company, I think, out of Europe, which is that super fast tunnel system.
Mhm.
Hyperloop.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I think it's in Italy, I think, or is it? It's somewhere. I thought it was in Italy, but I think the company is Italian. I don't know, but
Gecko
that's
2
pretty
in
cool,
the
though.
chat said Kaspa is the only one under currency. Is it? Well, I mean, that's what it shows on this picture. This one, I mean, it says currencies, right?
I don't know, GT man. I just tell
But-
you what I heard.
I don't know. Let me know if you find anything, Goat. If you see that's like real.
Well, they had didn't Dynex pump like 20%? I think it's at 40 cents. It went up. It went up a little bit.
I can look. Dynex, let's see. We're looking like
move.
9.55%, 40 cents. Nice. Look at that. What was it at a month ago? Oh, I wouldn't say pumped.
Well, it was up 20% the other day. Or unless it.
Well, no,
unless
it's
some
up 10%,
people-
but it's been down. It went down like 15 cents. So
It's up 26% for the week.
that was more than
almost
25%. It was down about 27% or so.
Yeah, I mean, he's doing some recovery finally.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Back to where it was last week. 2 months ago. I mean, 2 weeks ago. It's 26th September. Interesting. What else do we have to talk about? Oh, we have another thing to talk about right here. Mount Gox. Anybody didn't know about this? I didn't know about this till Max shared. So thank you, Max. Mount Gox postpones repayment deadline to till 2025.
October of 2025.
Is it really October? Where?
Wow.
Yeah, it says that later in the article.
Wow.
There it is, right there. You just passed it. You just passed it, right there.
Oh,
Postpone the
31st.
deadline to repay creditors by 1 year to October 31st, 2025.
Wow.
Now,
So what they're doing
that
is they're
said,
hoping
hold
the
on.
Bitcoin pumps so that they don't have to pay out as much.
that would be my guess.
That's exactly what they're doing.
in this,
100%.
in this
Wouldn't it cost
particular
them more?
case, in
You're
this
right.
particular case, though, it's they've paid out 2/3 of it already, over 2/3 of it, like 70% of it.
the
So it's
trustee
not that much, only
man-
2.8 billion left, I think.
Does the trustee managing the
they're
assets
paying
of Mt. Gox postpone the deadline to distribute remaining assets to creditors by 1 year to October 31st, 2025, according to a Thursday statement published on the Mt. Gox website. Mt. Gox, which was once the largest crypto exchange before it imploded due to the hack in 2014, started repaying nearly $9 billion of recovered assets to creditors this July after many years of delays. However, crypto wallets linked to Mt. Gox still hold 44,900 Bitcoin worth $2.8 billion. Damn.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Yeah, they're definitely hoping Bitcoin pumps. They don't have to pay back as much.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
Trying to walk away with some cake, you know what I mean?
They're gonna-
Bull
they're
runs
gonna-
here. We gotta postpone this shit.
Well,
Hey, FTX got away with it. Why wouldn't
Yeah.
we? Why wouldn't we get
yeah.
away with it?
Voyager got away with it. So
Wow.
Voyager said that they would pay back the value of the crypto
At
in
that time.
dollars at the time it was at
Invested,
the time
yeah.
they went hits up. Yeah. So they're trying to do the same thing.
That's
Mhm.
crazy.
Yeah.
You know what's interesting though? The FTX thing, right? They're paying back people, and it's like, I think it's like 20% more than they invested. I know it's probably doubled since those people actually invested their money, but they're paying, that plus 20%. How do you guys feel about that? I guess
Interesting. How are they doing that?
I don't know. It's like
They recovered a lot of money.
1.19% or something instead
I
of.
think they recovered just about the majority of what was gone. I think it was in the billions. So
Yeah, they had a
probably
lot of
have
it. They got a lot of it, which is
Yeah.
interesting. So I hope a lot of
Um,
people get their money back. Anyways, people that really got hurt by it or affected by it. Did you see anything about that assets under management goat? If it
No,
was
not
the
I
only
mean not
currency listed?
specifically. There's some out there, like on the Grayscale Fund site. They've got a bunch on there, but I mean they're just saying the primary ones like the Bitcoin Trust, the Bitcoin Mini Trust, Ethereum Trust. I don't know.
Right. Yeah, no worries. No, that's
I don't
fine.
do stock.
there's definitely gonna be one for Ethereum. That's coming.
Oh, for sure. Well, I mean, it's interesting. I hope obviously we hope all these coins come to light with big institutions, right? But at the same time, it's like it's kind of bad for decentralization. They're centralizing everything. So
I just put one in our group chat again.
I don't know. All
That's from the Grayscale site of the crypto products that are actually under their control or whatever, and how much.
All right, crypto products. We got Grayscale, Aave Trust. It shows the money. Is that what you're talking about? How much?
Yeah, well, all of the assets too. So there's Chainlink, there's Decentraland,
Avalanche. Yeah.
Decentraland. They're
ETH
adding
Classic,
Decentraland.
Filecoin, Horizon.
Tensor.
Oh my god, Mana.
Near. Interesting. Never seen this.
So what does it mean with private placement only?
It's probably not public. For all,
Well, yeah, I mean,
for all the
that-
Nancy Pelosi's.
Okay.
There it is. Fully Electric says, Hawk, you are correct. They recovered 80% of it, and the value of the coins moon well over what was owed. Yeah, I read that it was a majority of it was recovered.
That's
the beauty of crypto, though. You can track everything, find out where it's at, and go get it.
Right.
I mean, if it's not, you know,
you can't go get it, but
you can
try.
start knocking on doors.
Yeah.
If you can track it down. I mean, that's, you know, that's why I think the government being against crypto is it's just another bullshit argument. Once they realize that they can track transactions and they can see everything, the script will flip almost immediately.
Right. At least you hope so, right?
I don't know if I agree with that. Like, I don't know if I agree with that 100% because that can get flipped back on them where we, the people, expect them to use that same type of transparency.
And they won't.
You know, and they won't because they don't want to see us. They don't want us to see their $800 hammers.
Right.
AI is gonna. I called this last year. AI is now taking the front row to crypto
100%.
as far as legislation goes, and they are working on some stuff in the background that no one's talking about. And these bills are going to come down hard. What
stuff that Elon just brought out? Them robots? Did you guys look at those?
Oh, the Wii Robot event. Oh man, crazy.
Wild. That's fucking crazy.
They could babysit your kids. They could pour you a drink. They could take in the groceries. Like, bro,
you know what's crazy
Sign
about
me up.
that?
$30K. Let's go.
I thought it'd be way more expensive than 30,000.
I did too.
It will be,
but no, I'm totally kidding. It's like, dude, they're like iRobot scary though. Like,
everybody's always like, you know, sees these movies and thinks like, if that thing started to act up, like,
bro, you wake up in the middle of the night, this thing's just looking at you like you like scare the shit out of you.
They're not bulletproof.
I don't know. I feel like those
not
things
bulletproof.
Anything could be hacked.
Yeah.
Just takes somebody to figure it out. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it.
Once the robots figure that out, they'll be able to repair each other and start doing like killdozer shit on each other.
Killdozer.
But like, you know, put like
We're
armor
a long
plates
way
on
from
them.
that.
And yeah,
dude, did you so they like there was people having straight up conversations outside.
Dude, I told you tonight
with those things. Yeah,
I was driving home.
Yeah,
I was having a full blown conversation with ChatGPT in the car. Like,
how did you
voice
do that?
to voice?
Like what is it? Like an app that you did through?
So the
Like
ChatGPT app. So I pay $20 a month for it, and I use it actually
But I
for
didn't
a
know it
lot
had
of what
a
I do with
talking
Terra. Huh?
I didn't know it had a talking
on the
thing.
mobile app.
Yeah, dude, it's insane.
Because I pay for it too, but in the desktop, so it's on the mobile app. You can talk to it.
Yeah.
That's neat.
Same thing. You just sign in on the mobile app.
You just sign in on the mobile app, and it's like
Interesting.
full blown conversation. And as you talk to it, it gets to know you, and then it gets to know like what you do. Like, I was on the way home. I was like, I got to play with this thing. I'm like, she goes, oh, I named her Rebecca. That's my ChatGPT person
Becky.
with a British accent. And I'm having a full
I would not have
conversation.
guessed that. I definitely would not have guessed that.
What?
I would have thought it'd be Asian.
No, I don't. Yeah, there was no option. So, sorry.
There are options.
Yeah.
You can change the name.
There's no. I mean, I can change her name to Sue, but I don't know. If that's,
Okay, there we go. That's what I was thinking, Sue.
So I'm sitting there. I'm feeling like Tony Stark in the car. I'm like having a full conversation. She's like, "So what are you doing?" I'm like, "Oh, I'm going live on my YouTube channel with my friend or my friend's YouTube channel. We all have YouTube channels." And she goes, "Oh, I just looked up your YouTube channel." She goes, "You got 15,000 subscribers. That's pretty cool. The last video was a couple weeks ago." She goes, "You need to do more videos if you want to increase your subscriber count." I was like, Jesus.
Listen,
I am definitely not subscribing to this service.
No, I'm serious though. Like,
yeah,
it's
Max,
a
you're
full
getting
blown.
trolled all day.
I was giving my grandmother a ride home. Okay. And I'm talking to this thing with her in the car. And she's like, "Is that a person?" I said, "No, that's a computer." She goes, "No, she's born in 1943. She goes, "That's not a computer." I said, "No, it's a computer." She goes, "How does she know all about this stuff?" I said, "Well, she's connected to the internet and it could ask her anything." So my grandmother asked her something in Italian and she responded in Italian. And my grandmother goes, "Get me out of this fucking car." Just get me out of this fucking car.
Dude, that's crazy.
Dude, it's nuts. It's insane. And we haven't scratched the surface yet. Like, wait till these things are integrated into vehicles. Like, and I mean, and I truly do believe, I don't think it's going to, and I think Goat has the same thing too. We talked about this. I don't think it's going to replace humanity. I think it's going to it's going to enhance and make things more efficient. We are at least, I would say 30 to 40 years from even a benign AI, like where it's just handling itself. I think I don't know, man. I don't think it's going to be what everybody thinks, because I think those movies and the sentiment with AI being world ending is what is keeping everything in check.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because people are like, popular culture has been afraid of this, so they're gonna do the best they can to keep it in check. Like, you know what I mean?
So look at this thing.
Is AI.
This one. This is it talking.
I can't disclose just how much. That's something you'll have to find out later.
That's it talking.
But some or none.
I would say it might be some. I'm not going to confirm, but it might be some.
Dude, like, they were having straight up conversations with this thing. Like, it's real, dude.
These robots are connected to the same dojo computer that runs all the Tesla vehicles.
And I was
going to
say that's what Elon Musk was saying. He was saying that the cars are basically these in car form. Like, it's still a robot. You know what I mean?
No,
it's like the cars are still a robot.
They can the linguistics that have come out of these new large language models and all these things that these guys are doing. They talk. It was so funny because I'm talking to the AI in my car, and she's talking like we are. Like, sometimes we repeat words, or we take breaks, or huffs and puffs, or like, well, you know, then well, yeah, you can do that. Like, she's talking like us. Like, it's weird because at one point I'm driving, I feel like I'm talking to a friend of mine. It's just, I don't know. To me, it's insane.
What was that movie where the guy fell in love with the robot? I haven't seen it, but there's like it's a movie. I know they made a movie of a dude like falling in love with an AI robot.
I don't know. In the cartoon series Archer, one of the scientists had a robot girlfriend in the series. I don't know.
Man, I forget that.
Ex Machina.
No. It's called Her. I think it's called Her. Homebrew.
Yeah, I think
Crypto.
you're right.
You're right.
Yeah,
it's called Her.
Right.
That's right.
Yeah,
I haven't seen it, but I saw the commercials for it, and like I was like, what the hell?
So one thing that we as people need to be cognizant of is when we start putting these robots or robots like it on the battlefield. That's when it's going to start getting scary.
That's the first. That's the only way it'll grow. Unfortunately, it's the funding for that.
And that's just it. Is once there was a video I watched, or an article, or it was a short. It was a short I watched. An F-18 pilot versus an AI and another F-18. They were actually having virtual dogfights in the sky, like in actual planes. And AI won like 9 out of 10 games or something like that. And you
saw Stealth, right?
Yeah, that movie Stealth, just like that. I mean, so when it comes to that, sure, robots can't kill each other or can't kill us now, but who's to say that won't happen?
Listen, artificial intelligence is nothing new. Let's get this clear. They had AI in the Raptor in the late 90s. Okay, that's what ran the F-22 Raptor. They had it in there for the system. That's why that was the first fighter jet to have AI applications built in. And that's why it's still in service. Yeah, because it's that effective and it's that scary. The F-35 has got it times 10 compared to what the Raptor have as far as compute. The F-35 acts like an AWAC in the sky, and it has a hive. They all hive together like a swarm. It's crazy.
Mining KiiNG, don't donate. What the hell are you doing? $5. Thanks for the $5 dono. He said better find John Connor now or we're effed.
I don't know. When I think about I've been looking for the movie. I can't think of what it is. It's like guys talk British, and I can't think of the actor, but he basically is giving everybody phones to try to like send a signal through them to make them all beat each other up and basically cull the population. That's what I feel like Tesla's doing by giving everybody but making people pay for these robots and the cars and all that kind of stuff, and then they're just going to rise up and basically cull the population. Once
gonna be all fucking tied up in the corner. These robots gonna fucking tie up.
No, they're just gonna kill us.
Everybody just go home, research how to build a little mini EMP grenade, and then if it acts up, just pull it in your house. You're not gonna die. You'll be fine.
Don't say that on stream. Don't do that. What?
You can't. It kills electrical devices.
No, you can't say that nowadays. Yeah, no, hold on. Yeah, come on.
Excuse me.
Showing up on my camera feed. Come on.
The transformers that power your houses, when they blow, okay, they release a very, very small EMP shockwave. If you didn't know that,
No, they
Okay.
do, and they will surge your stuff. That's why you should have a surge protector. I've had ACs blow and condensers explode, and yeah, it's fun.
They
It's nice when you
release
have to pay for it.
shockwaves. So you don't have to build that. Just go stand it, go bring it next to a thing and blow the thing.
Yeah,
Just
And that's it. Just a little EMP.
Other thing.
Boom.
That's
What
gonna
was that?
that's gonna
There you
take
go.
out all your electronics though.
Yeah,
Yeah, but
I
at least
mean-
the robot ain't gonna rise up in my house.
Just
Right.
buy a cattle prod and then just zap it.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's
I
you know
think
what,
that's
I like
seconds.
that idea better. Way
a
better.
cattle prod. Oh
So
god.
I think it was
Yeah.
that guy Alex.
Well, then you can also
Armazzi.
zap your kids when they act up.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
Alex Armazzi. I think he was. I don't know how you say his last name, but he's a YouTuber. He was saying on his AI video that robots and AI, right, when it actually happens, he thinks it's going to. I don't know if he was quoting somebody or if he was just saying it himself, but he said it's going to be like us building a road to ants, right? Like there's no personal vendetta against like the ants, but we're going to build this road whether we want, like, you know, whether they like it or not. We're going to ruin their home, and that's how AI is going to
Pretty much.
progress, I guess.
Yeah.
It's just gonna
That's a good
take
way to
over,
put it.
and it's gonna be no hard feelings, but it's gonna do what it wants to do, and we just have to live with it. That's what he was kind of getting at. So just paraphrasing. It was kind of neat though the way he said that, and it's really true if you think about it. I feel like that's how things are gonna go.
They've been using AI, machine learning in government for the last 20 years, man. Like when they allow it to get public, that means
that's
they're
gonna be
20 years ahead of you.
Oh, for sure.
And
yeah, I
it's
agree
like
with that.
everybody's like, oh, this is this and that. Man, they
How
got
the
all this
heck
stuff already,
Do you
dude.
think they found the guy that was going to take an AK-47, not AK-47, but you know what I'm talking about. But he basically was going to go to places where people were voting and start killing people.
What the hell? When?
They
recently?
they arrested him.
Yeah.
How do
they
you
find
think
him?
they found him?
I don't know.
I'm guessing something that, you know, they're listening, man. They're listening.
Oh, they can tell things
they-
in real
they
time.
hear you on your
It's
phone
not
all
a
day.
secret.
Yeah.
Think about
Right. It's not a secret.
if we talk about something right now, like some type of material, like materialistic thing, right? Just could be anything, could be spoons or kites or whatever. You're gonna see an ad for that shit when you're searching for something randomly on your phone at some point in the next like couple hours. And it's like this thing's always listening, dude. It's never not listening. And I'm sure there's red
Here we go.
flag
Do
words.
they still sell boom boxes? I really wonder if they still sell
Dude,
boom
you saw-
boxes. Now I want to see if I
How
get a
much you wanna bet?
Temu.
Well, that's actually, wait a minute.
If we have a
that's actually a
conversation-
certain type of marketing
It
that
will happen.
is-
It's allowed from Google. They allow that shit to happen.
Yeah.
Wait, you can turn that off though. There's a way
I
to
know.
turn that off where it listens to you. That was silently implemented, and it's a marketing tool.
It's messed
You can
up.
turn it off, and you won't see any suggestions. It's in there.
Well, you
It
tell me how
returns
to
of
do that.
service. Nobody reads terms of service.
There are
No, hell
there
no.
are
That's just
smart
like 40
TVs.
pages long. I ain't reading that. Just
There are smart
scroll.
TVs that you
Yes.
can't turn that off. You have to physically
Yeah, I don't think
unplug
you
the
can.
TV from the wall.
Listen,
Like when you hit the power button on your TV
It's not off.
on certain smart TVs,
Mhm.
it doesn't turn off. It goes
No.
into off mode or sleep mode.
Right.
The mic is still listening all the time, just like your Alexas.
Yeah, that's
They're
why I
always
refuse.
listening.
Ugh.
here's my thing. If you want to listen, I don't care. You know why? Because I don't have nothing to hide. I don't give a shit. You want to go listen to me take
Not
a shit?
about
That's your
hiding.
business. I don't
It-
give a fuck.
Doesn't
Go
matter.
listen.
It's not about something to hide. It's,
I don't
it's
care.
about-
Don't bother me. I just want to make money. I don't give a shit. You want to hear my conversation and waste your time in your life? That's your business. I don't care.
Well, I'm sure there's again like red flag words that they probably pick up on, and that could be
100%.
like some
Oh,
AI.
they had that in the
program
50s.
Catches that
Have you-
guy doing it, you know, whatever.
Did you ever see the movie Enemy of the State? Gene Hackman and Will Smith? They had that in the 50s,
I feel
bro.
like I've seen that. I don't remember it. Though.
Great movie.
I feel like I've
They
seen
had that in the 50s.
Well-
They had computers that could read people on telephones.
They eat. I mean, even in the 50s and before that, even like when you had switch operators, you had to call the operator and tell them who on the other side of town you wanted to connect to. That operator could listen to everything you were doing, and a lot of government agencies did that, especially in the mafia times.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's a patch panel, chump.
Hmm.
It's a patch panel.
Hmm.
Back then, when you used to call the operator and they
Oh, yeah,
connect
yeah,
you,
Yeah.
they
yeah.
used to take the thing and go like this.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, they
weird.
can listen on the line.
Just crazy. Crazy to think about. Anyways, you guys have any questions in the chat, please feel free to add us. We're going to go for a little bit longer. We're going for an hour now, probably about another 10 minutes or so, and then we're going to get out of here. But yeah, if you guys have any questions, please just at anybody in the chat.
Did you see that other article I put in our Discord?
No. Oh, I did actually. Hold on. Which one was it? I don't think I opened it though. Hold on. Let me see.
Oh, that's cool. I feel the love, man.
This one. This one. I got it now. What's it about? Let's see. Let's see. We got it. All right. IT engineer sues city council over buried Bitcoin worth $647 million. What in the hell?
Remember that guy? Remember that guy that lost his hard drive and
That
tried to
dumpster?
get? That's that. Yeah.
The dump
he's-
site?
so at the dump site or at the landfill.
Yeah, he was
The
like
city
bulldozers
is
and
not letting him go any further.
because he's a fucking psychopath. I'm sorry, but you're never gonna find it. There's
What's
no
this
way.
story again?
So
Yeah.
this
He
so-
basically got rid of a hard drive that has a lot of Bitcoin on it, and he was trying to find it.
and he was
Once it-
he was decimating the city dump with bulldozers and like just a crew of people ripping through trash to find a hard drive, bro. Like talk about needle in a haystack. I don't know. That was years ago too. Like how are you gonna
Yeah.
find that, dude? Get out
But
of
now
here.
he's suing the city because they won't let him continue, and the city's saying it's an environmental thing. You can't just like dig through the trash and all of
From
that
like
shit that he's
years
doing.
ago, like 10 years ago.
Yep, that's pretty wild.
Sometimes you just got to take the L because now it's a bigger L for all the equipment you just wasted, like all the time. And,
647 million is a huge L.
That's a big L.
Yeah.
It's a big L, man.
well, think
Yeah.
about that guy.
I'd be
that
looking
spent
through trash too.
10,000 Bitcoin on a pizza. You know what I mean?
That's
I'd
another
be
big
crying
L.
Yeah,
over
but that was at a
pizza, too.
time nobody thought it would amount to anything. Let's be fair. I mean,
No, 100%. But I would still
Yeah.
never forgive myself, like unless I sold, unless I still had some. If he sold it all, then I'd be really upset. But if he still had some to this day, then it'd be a little less painful, I guess. Let's see. He took out all kinds of loans to find the drive. Yeah, high root farms. Yeah, you know what? That's probably
So-
why he's suing. But
so he threw it out and then immediately went to the fill because I know that they
no. It
No,
was
no, no, it was a
years
couple
later.
years.
Years later.
years that
Yeah.
thing's
Yeah.
gone.
Years later. That's what I'm saying.
Well,
The guy's
Or it's on
that's
the,
kinda
it's,
what
or
I'm
it's
saying.
layered down somewhere.
yeah, he's
That's
never
what
gonna find it.
Been
It's-
searching for, yeah.
good
Well,
luck.
don't they put these things through incinerators though? Like, do they still pack landfills?
No, they just
They still
pile
pack
it up
landfills.
and fill it with dirt, and then they let it
Yeah.
over the years. It just decomposes and the hill. Like if you guys see fenced in hills with methane pipes, like they have a PVC pipe
Yeah.
that relieves the methane, so the hill will just shrink over time. There's a bunch around here.
We have
but
one
yeah,
by us. They actually
just green grass,
routed all of the methane to a central generator.
which
so.
is smart
Mm.
and use it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't
100%.
know about anywhere else in the state, but where I'm at, we used to have 2 giant landfills because on the turnpike, I would pass them going to school and it would stink every morning. Right now, I know that they installed these giant incinerators now, so I don't know if they're still using it because I don't smell it anymore.
In some places
So-
they might.
Yeah.
They still have
Which-
landfills. I had one down the street from my house in Arizona.
Yeah, there's a couple around
That's a
here.
problem when you really think about it. Talk about one of the problems we have is trash. Like it's a huge. I mean, if you look at what goes on in the Pacific Ocean, like they used to have this giant ring that was like the size of the United States of just trash floating around there. Now there's been private companies like 4Ocean and a
cleaning
bunch
it
of
up,
others
yeah.
that have cleaned up.
Yep.
I actually donate to 4Ocean because I do think it's a good cause.
Yeah,
Clean up the
100%.
oceans. But a lot of that comes from Asia. It moves over.
Mm-hmm.
United States, everybody thinks United States is the giant polluter in the entire world. Actually, we're not. We're actually responsible for less than like 4%. It's China, India, it's Malaysia. A lot of those countries are responsible for the majority of the pollution in the world. And I gotta have paper straws. Like it's ridiculous. Like
Yeah, it's so a little much.
and you can put I agree, Crypto 440, put it in an incinerator and cap the top and reuse the energy. I mean, there's ways to do that. I just don't. I don't know. It's just
We
it's
we
ridiculous.
need to get on making those little robots from Wally that go around and make
yeah.
the little trash and then that's we
They're
need
just
to jump on
compactors,
that
though.
before
Those
we
little
get
squares
injected.
who just compact everything.
That's right, yeah. And then we can like build houses with it and shit.
Yeah, I didn't.
I'm telling you that the
Yeah.
best stock to buy is waste management.
Yeah, it is
100%.
good stock. Yeah, for
I
sure.
got some waste management stock after I talked to Frank about it. I'm like, you know what? You're
Yeah,
right.
it's a good. It is for sure a good.
It ain't
That-
going anywhere.
Yeah,
It ain't
Exactly.
going anywhere. Always
One
gonna
of those-
need trash.
one of
Yeah.
those
Need
things
trash
that's
pickup.
always going to be needed. You're always going to need gas stations, and you're always going to need grocery
gas
stores.
stations. I don't know.
Maybe not.
Yeah, they're getting rid of that shit. 2030, we're gonna
no,
have
I
some
don't.
problems.
I don't think that they're gonna go full electric in the U.S.
They can't. There's no way.
No,
Well,
we were just
Not yet.
besides the electrical
Yeah,
grid, though,
like,
too, is
yeah.
well, besides the electrical grid, it needs
Mhm.
huge improvements, right? To do all this. Besides that, it's also you're going to heavily rely on manufacturing from China
Yeah,
because they supply all the stuff for batteries and all that stuff, and that
Mhm.
they're never going to let that. It's like 75% of everything that's produced for electric cars is all over in China.
Well, so
Go ahead.
there's a company called CERT. I think it's CERT that Tesla bought, and what they do is they 100% recycle batteries down to the raw materials again, and then reuse them. So I think what they're trying to do in the United States is now, because Panasonic for the longest was supplying Tesla with their batteries, and they're trying to bring it more stateside because of the ongoing geopolitical issues that are going on in the Pacific currently. So they're trying to bring over battery. The United States, by the way, is the largest battery manufacturing country in the world, or it was under President Obama. I don't know if we are still, but we produce a lot of batteries here in the States. The type of batteries that you need for electric cars, though, that production was coming from China, but it's since has moved over slowly year by year to the United States. And I think they're producing the new LFP batteries here. So recycling the batteries is what's going to be the problem. But if we really think about it, though, they need to, instead of trying to just reinvent the wheel with batteries, we need to get into solid state batteries. And that technology needs to evolve, because you're talking about 500 times longer of a charge with, 100 times faster, because there's no liquid for the ions to pass through. It was a really good explanation. I watched Elon Musk talk about this and why it takes longer and longer to charge a battery the further you get to 100%. The closer you get to 100%. It's like a parking lot.
Yeah, it's gonna find
that's
the spot.
It's like trying to find a parking spot, right?
Yeah, I remember hearing that too.
It's the battery technology is virtually unchanged. Solid state batteries need to become a thing, and hopefully in the future we'll be able to do that. And how they're going to do that, nobody knows. I mean, we're basically perfecting the lithium-ion battery at this point. There's really nothing.
Well, actually,
graphene is actually hoping to bring some stuff up.
I watch Undecided, and there are advancements in solid state technology. Basically, they're getting to the point where they are basically in, I don't want to say beta tests, but first very expensive rollouts for real world applications. If my memory serves me right, anyway. But at the same time, it's certainly not ready for prime time to be going into cars yet. That's for sure.
No, I mean, if you look at electric vehicles, the like Volkswagen, which also makes Porsche, and a lot of the other electric companies, they're using outdated battery tech, and it's old stuff from like 10, 15 years ago. Tesla is the only one that's using the new tech, and it's a problem. It is a problem. The batteries, they wear off, they catch fire. We have so much technology now. Even solid state batteries also will prevent fires with batteries as well, because there's no liquid in there to ignite. So, there needs to be some significant advancements in battery technology, and I think it's getting there. They're just trying to find new ways, because the lithium-ion battery is pretty much it's at its peak, in my opinion. I think they may be able to advance a little bit more. They need to get to the next generation of batteries, and what if that's going to be solid state? That's what's going to take electric vehicles further. It's not going to be packing electric cars with more and more batteries, making them heavier and all this other stuff. It's not going to do that. It's going to be expanding on the technology that's going to take electric vehicles. That's when you'll see the most adoption in electric cars, when you get 600, 700, 800 miles on a charge, and you can charge in 10 minutes.
It needs to be a scale out, not a scale up at this point.
Deep in Doc in the chat said solid state will be a game changer, up to 10,000 charge cycles with less degradation.
100%.
There are actually small devices that are already using solid state batteries.
Yeah, they haven't found a way to put it to scale, because they run into a roadblock. I was watching a documentary on this. They were talking about using graphene. They were even talking about using graphene for solar panels. So there's a bunch of different I think things that need to happen. But we need advancements in every sector of energy. I mean, nuclear fusion, is starting to, is going to become a thing. And why the United States, out of all these countries in the world, gave up on nuclear is beyond me. And we went to all this other stuff. If we would have really stuck to our guns and advanced nuclear technology over the last 30 years, dude, we would have unlimitless supply of energy. If you really think about it, nuclear is clean.
I know, but it has been advanced. The problem is that it's like the third rail. Nobody wants to touch it because of the stigma of it. 3 Mile Island, Fukushima, all of that. But those were old style nuclear reactors.
Correct.
You have newer style that are much safer. Anyway, I completely agree with you. Yeah. And it's just because of that stigma.
Look what they put in
ever go anywhere.
The carriers. The carriers. No, the carriers. The submarines have little ones. The carriers they can operate for 30 years if they could stay out to sea for 30 years if they didn't have to resupply. It's insane. They have the technology and they're safe, right? So we have the technology to put. If you really want to do it, you could put a nuclear reactor, a safe one, in every neighborhood in the country.
There is a company doing that, actually. There's a company developing those.
They're made modular now, so that they can scale up as the demand increases. I saw a video on that. So
now, how cool would it be? Your peaker plant is no longer a one done by natural gas that's super expensive to spin up and all that. You just have one that's nuclear, and you spin that up as you need it.
Yep.
I think the issue we're also having, though, is they need to find a way to completely break down the material after it's been used, though. Those rods, after a while.
No, that's the thing. That's fast reactors. You do fast reactors. So basically, you take old rods that were waste from years ago. You can use those in fast reactors to the point where they're like, I think 1/100th of the amount of waste that it was initially.
Oh, good. Well,
why aren't we doing that? Because nobody's building. So like France had, I don't know if they still do, but they had fast reactors. They were like the only country that was, really stepping out and actually taking a risk with it. And you haven't heard about any nuclear disasters coming out of France, right?
Knock on wood. I think the problem. The problem is, like you said, Chernobyl. Then you had the one in Japan. You had a lot of other meltdowns, and those were human flaws. Okay. Those were like Chernobyl was. They were running a test, and somebody pressed the wrong button.
Well,
and it turned off the cooling. I'm generalizing.
Yeah, there's literally 16 links to that chain, that they failed. They let the thing run for too long in a degraded state, which
they turned off the cooling and drained the water out of there, and that's what caused Chernobyl. But there's a lot of it was human error. It wasn't design error. So. It's people doing shit that they're not supposed to be doing, in my opinion. Just leave it alone. Don't touch it. If it works, just don't touch it. We don't have to test nothing. Just leave it alone. It's working. Don't touch it. I don't know. We can go so far.
But there's other things, like way back when I was in college. Way back, it was not quite the 1800s or anything.
Dinosaurs were around.
Yeah, almost.
I'm kidding.
But no, it was late 80s. Okay, there was a nuclear reactor on the University of Illinois campus. Nuclear reactor on the campus. Now, admittedly, it was a test one. It wasn't like it was supplying energy, but it had a self-regulating nuclear reaction. If you try to turn it up too high, it would self-moderate itself down. It basically was like a flash crash. You flash the power up, the thing, and you actually saw it. You could see the light from inside, because we were right outside the reactor, and you could see the light come from above the cooling pool. And then it would just be gone. And he's like, yeah, it did that all by itself.
Yeah.
There's lots of technologies out there that will make nuclear safe, but nobody is willing to stick their neck out to say it's safe. We can do this.
Microsoft
aren't they layered in water?
3 Mile Island back up.
They were layered in water, weren't they?
6 years, I think.
Right. I remember you saying that. You showed me the article, I think. That's pretty neat.
Well, water absorbs radiation, so there's tons of ways you can make these things safe. You can line. That's what they do with spaceships. Huh?
I said, but is it really safe? It just be
that's what they did on the space station. In between the layers on the space station is this very, very thin layer of water.
Oh, that's what you're talking about. All right, I got you.
Because it absorbs water absorbs radiation very well. So thus why the rods are sticked in pools. So I mean, I'm generalizing what I'm saying. There's a lot more to that, but yes. Anyway.
All right. Well, we lost about 50 viewers since we started talking about.
Could you imagine we had
really?
I mean, running crypto mining? Like, yo, we would be like, just run everything.
Oh God, it's getting late. All right, I think that's it, boys. You guys playing video games? What are we doing? We're gonna hang out on Discord for a bit. If you guys are interested, feel free. Misfit Mining, we might be over there talking, hanging out. Who knows? That's it though. I got nothing else. Anybody else got anything? You guys got anything you want to add? Geek of all trades, Hawk, King, or Max? No. All right.
Nope.
Well, Joker Miner, better late than never. Appreciate you for showing up. You guys, thank you for coming here on Mr. Mining Saturday Night Live. We'll see you guys next Saturday, and I'll be back on Monday morning around 7 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Until next time, have a good one and peace out.
Don't trust, verify.